Shalom. Once again, I'm here to tell you, of course, there's always good to have paperwork to back up things or your statements. Let me put it this way. A bird does not need to put in an affidavit to say it is a bird. You see it flying. You see it demonstrating the fact that it is a bird. A cat does not need to give you an affidavit of notice to say it is a cat. You see what it does. It's feminine. Even the males, they have kind of like that feline type of movement, and they go meow and stuff like that. Dog go roof. Go catch the bone. You don't have to give notice. It just demonstrates what it is. That's why I'm demonstrating who I am. Despite, because some people are afraid to demonstrate who they are, because if I demonstrate who I am, they're gonna mess with me. They're gonna mess with you anyway. So you might as well just stand up and be who you are. That's why I'm being who I am. I'm a man. Matter of fact, not only am I'm a man, I'm standing up in my Sui Juris, man of operating of who I am. Propria Personam. Propria solo. Propria heredis. Heredis, yes. Propria Personam. Like I said, I'll give the notices and all of those things, because that's the games they play in the color of law. Like, you need to prove to them who you are. I'm telling you who I am. I'm Ibri. Moor. M-U-U-R. Yehudi. Yashralite. Some people say Israelite. As defined in the etymology dictionary. The original family of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's who I am. I'm Washita. M-U-U-R. Indigenous to this land. That's who I am. Now, I showed you before, for the record, like I said, this is just a copy of the copy. It's not a good copy, but it's a copy. Hold on, let me go get the original. It's always good to have the original. This is my original Allodial Nationality Identification Card. And the reason I like it is because it's not like anybody else's. It's mine. Out of my intellectual property. And then, like, somebody had tried to, as they do, coerce you to, or entrap you. Because, like I told you before, I used to have a company where I did private investigation and things of that nature. And then they was like, oh, so you going to go ahead and do that business again? And I said, yeah, matter of fact, you can come work for me. But that was a trap to try to catch me up into licenses and things of that nature. But I'm telling you, for the record, what I was really talking about, if I do that type of business again, based on the fact that it is my intellectual property and idea and thought, I would do it in my own Sui Juris original intellectual right to operate. But that's why I terminated the licenses. But the ideas were mine. So I have the right to use that. Now, but also out of respect and being a man, I told him that I would contact the Department of BSIS to let them know that because I licensed in that at that time out of ignorance, not knowing, and that old process, not understanding what I was doing, I would give them respect to at least say, I'll give you that name back if that's what you want, at least the one that was incorporated. I can use the one that's unincorporated, and if I need to, I'll just change the name, but I still have the right to use the business. So, that's what I was saying. I'm not going to operate under a license. I've given that back, and if they don't understand, I rescind my signature right now from all licenses of in servitude. Now, like I said, here's the original. Well, that don't look like no IDs that I know of. That's the point. It's from my intellectual mind. And see, the indigenous people have the ability to create, but it's still legitimate because I have the right to represent who I am how I want to. Here's the back. Now, so if you've seen that, I'm going to go back over and read this again. Legal notice, name declaration, and correction of publication. And also I would say this. There's a lot of forms that say that, I am Muslim, I am Islamic. And I understand a lot of Moors teach that just means, from the land, the man himself. But I don't claim it because I don't want to be associated with any, as they call, religious groups or organizations. I am Ibri, Yasralite, Yahudi, M-U-U-R, Washita people by bloodline. I don't claim a religion. I don't, as far as a organized corporate function. I don't claim that. That's why I don't claim any of those titles. All I do, I stick to the basics of being who I am. That's why, so that's no disrespect to anyone of you offended. I'm just saying I stick to who I am by bloodline. Now, as far as being a part of the Moorish counseling or cooperating with the Moorish counseling as a right, being a indigenous man, so that's what I'm doing. But as far as saying I'm a part of some kind of religious group, code, organization, I'm not doing that. I left the organization called, the corporate organization called the church, and I'm not trying to go into another one. I'm trying to stay on the land, stay connected to the real sovereign being that created all things, and also there are some that they call Albions that they say, I'm just using words that I've understood to know now, called Europeans. And of course, not all Europeans are negative or bad and anything like that. But just by bloodline and right, I have the right to be on this land because this is our land. And then people don't like to hear that, but that's just the facts. And I'm not saying something that's not true. So this might be 2 videos. So because I'm saying something that is true, that's what I mean by that. Everybody that's indigenous on this land, we're all kin. We all kin to each other. As far as the Israelites, the Yasralites, the Moors, the M-U-U-Rs. Only thing that really separates us is basically dogma, religion. That's just like saying if your cousin across the street like bacon, but your cousin around the corner don't like bacon. Do that yet make you not cousins? You're still cousins. You just have a different outlook on things. That don't change nothing. Just like when we was talking about Ruth. Ruth was a Moabite. Then you had some Israelites that say, no, she was Israelite. Well, according to the scriptures, it says she was a Moabite. And then she chose to. And Naomi told her, say, I don't have any more sons, so you might as well go back to, your land of Moab. And then Ruth said, no, Naomi, I'm gonna stay here with you, and your Elo will be my Elo, and your people will be my people. And she said, so be it. So that time, Ruth became a Yashruelite because she followed Yah. That's the only thing that made it different. And then through Ruth's bloodline came King David, King Solomon, the one they called the King of the Jews, Yahushua HaMashiach. Now, because she got this king, all of them had Ruth blood in her. So, you can indoctrinate stuff, but if you just think about reality, Ruth's blood was inside of King David, King Solomon on down the line through Yahushua HaMashiach and everybody else down to us. So, you can't argue based on a religious beliefs that, oh no, that's not right. This them people and that. Nah, this man. How you gonna take that part of the blood out of yourself? That's in your DNA. Okay, so that being said, this is the legal notice, name, declaration, and correction, and publication. I, Negus L, being duly affirmed, standing squarely declare and proclaim upon divine law, nature's law, universal law, Moor's birthright, being Ibri, Yashruelite, Yehudi, Mur, Moor, from the Washita people, indigenous to the land of Turtle Island, northwestern Mexico, North Africa, North America, and California, who we've spoken of before, that was reigned over by a great queen called Khalifa. I've made this declaration before. For sake of time, let me see. I being previously identified by the Union States Society of North America, USA, under the colorable wardship name of Anthony Madrus Pooler Sr., do hereby refute the fraud, make public and publish my corrected national name, declare and affirm my true proper person status, and reclaim my rightful social and cultural life of the state in accord with my Moorish national or Northwest Mexican North America, acknowledging my birthright, having lawful and legally obtained and proclaimed my Moorish nationality, being Ibri, Yashruelite, Yehudi, Mur, Moor, the Washita people, and birthright, name and title, in harmony with, in association with, and in accord with divine law, the customs and the laws and the rules and usages of the Moorish divine and national movement, being aboriginal and indigenous and bound to the North American continent by heritage, by primogeniture, by birthright, by natural birth, by freehold, and by inheritance, declare for public record I am returning the European cogno name of fiction misnomer back to the colonial possessors of its pedigree. I am now rightfully declaring, publishing, proclaiming my own free national name and affirming my actual rightful and civil and full life status, conjoined to my Moorish American consonants, pedigree, and national honor. Let it be declared, known, and resolved that I am Negus L, in Propria persona, being in my own proper person by birthright, without the foreign imposed color of law or assumed due process of the Union State Society, pursuant to, but not limited to, free Moorish American Zodiac Constitution, the birthright of the Moorish Americans, being Ale, Bay, El, They, and Al, Article 2, Paragraph 2, the United States Republic Department of Justice, Moorish American Credentials, AA 222141, Truth, A1, A-1, United States Supreme Court, Supreme Law, Acts of State, United States Constitution, Article 3, Section 2, Amendment 5, Liberty Clause, and Amendment 9, Reservation of the Rights of the People, Resolution number 75, dated April 17, 1933 AD, Moorish American Society of Philadelphia and the use of their names. Universal Declaration of Human Rights, United Nations Human Rights, Article 15, Rights of Indigenous People, United Nations General Assembly, Part 1, Article 4, where I, Negus L., being part and partial named herein, and by birthright, primogeniture, and inheritance, make a lawful and legal entry of affidavit and public notice of nationality, proclamation, name correction, claim, declaration, affirmation, and application herewith published for the record. I am Negus L., a free sovereign, Moorish, Ibri, Yashrilite, Yehudi, Washita, MUUR, American National, Northwest Maxim, Africa, America. All rights reserved, all rights exercised from this point for and forever. And you are my witnesses. Let me do that again. Okay, so you can see that I actually signed it. I'm going to sign it over it again. Okay. Catch the camera. Put my stamp and seal on it. Alright. Now, like I said, once again, it's official. So shalom. Like I said, I'm coming in peace. I am not a Negro, black, colored, African American, terrorist. None of those things. I'm not a color of law, fictitious person. I'm a man in full life, Sui Juris. In proper persona, proper personam. Proper solo. And shalom unto you.